Hello and welcome. Sorry, I got carried away there. Um, right, okay. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks very much. Let's go over and go live, and we are now live on Amazon. Okay, this is Stephen, live from wonderful Wiltshire in England. Let's start the show properly now, and welcome to the show. This is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. And we are live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, now I am a few moments late, and there is a reason for that. I forever since Google Chrome was released as a browser, I have used Google Chrome as my browser until I discovered Perplexity and Comet, and they are superior. Perplexity was written as an AI browser rather than a browser with AI added on. Perplexity and Comet have AI built in, and as soon as I started using it, I noticed the difference, and it just makes life so much easier because I can ask questions, I can get answers, and it just works perfectly. But the problem is that 10 minutes before I was due to go live today, I rebooted my machine, as I always do, and I loaded my Comet browser, and it said, "Who are you?" It had basically forgotten all my passwords for every site I use, including Facebook, and getting your Facebook password back is not easy. And of course, that meant I couldn't get into my Be Live studio. Anyway, enough of my problems. I hope you're well. This is Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire in England, and today we're talking further adventures of. Last week, I showed you, if I go over here, I showed you a graphic, and that graphic was Barnaby's Perfect Broth, a tale of slow food in a fast world. And that was the graphic, wasn't it? That one, if you were here last week, that's the graphic we used. Barnaby's Perfect Broth, a tale of slowness in a fast world. And thank you for watching live. You're joining Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire in England, and we're talking about a project. We're talking about a project that Angelica and I started just 4 weeks ago. For the last 8 years, we have had a German language broadcast, which is called Ask Angelica, which goes out on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And we decided in January this year to actually work together as authors because we've not written a book together. So the book that we've written is Barnaby's Perfect Broth. And it's a tale of slowness in a fast world. Now, basically, by using Barnaby, we can tell stories, and I'm going to show you inside the book in a moment. But first of all, a word from Barnaby.
My name is Barnaby. Thank you for joining my adventure. It's good to have you here. Together, we will journey as we make the most perfect broth you've ever tasted. Let's get started.
Right, okay. That did not go perfectly according to plan. This is live video, is all about things going wrong. And today, everything has gone wrong. With regard to this show, I mean, I've just been live on TikTok. TikTok is never a problem. But browser-based broadcasting, I've got to say, I mean, the thing about TikTok is you're actually broadcasting from an app on your desktop. So it's totally reliable. Browser-based broadcasting, on the other hand, it's got to catch up, and it will eventually. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Just a second.
As we make the most perfect broth you've ever tasted. Let's get started. My name is Barnaby. Thank you for joining my adventure. It's good to have you here. Together, we will journey as we make the most perfect broth you've ever tasted. Let's get started.
Right, if you had an echo there, my apologies. I should have switched my mic off, but things are not going 100% today. Right now, if you're interested in anything that's down in the carousel, please click it, and I will happily talk about it. I hope you're having a good day, and I'm going to go back to Barnaby because the reason is Barnaby is going to be on Amazon.com, and we're hoping to do this by the 22nd of February, but we're hoping to have our own book on Amazon.com, which means I can then have the book down the carousel, which means that Angelica and I can sell our own book on Amazon.com. It doesn't get much better than that because that is a win-win-win. So really looking forward to that. So I thought, as you've been loyal, I'd actually show you what it's all about. So I'm going to shrink, and then we're going to go to the top of the screen. You know that Barnaby talks now. The book is Improve Your German with Angelica and Stephen and Barnaby, and basically it's in sections. We'll ignore that. But section 1 So this is the story for beginners. So this is if you're learning German for the first time. And we're going to go through, and Barnaby ist ein Schildkröte. Barnaby is a turtle. And basically, by using English and German and the graphics, we're actually telling a story of Barnaby. And Barnaby's set out to make the most perfect broth that he can. And we're going to follow him through the story. We're going to follow him through the story in English and in German. But, and this is the but, if I go to me for a moment, that was the story for beginners. And I'm just trying to get through to the end. Just a minute. I wish I had a page marker in this. Okay, so we're now further on in the story. And er kauft den Pilz. He buys the mushrooms. So again, we're actually telling the story. And I'm not going to show you the whole story because hopefully the book will do that. But basically, this is our latest adventure. It's called Barnaby's Perfect Broth. It will be available on Amazon.com from the 22nd of February. And it is co-authored by myself and Angelica. Okay, well, parts of that worked, parts didn't. As I say, I've been thrown when I use a Comet browser from Perplexity, and that lost all my passwords, so I had to start all over again. So it's a bit of a rush today, and what I had planned for today isn't going to work smoothly. Yeah, the thing about live broadcasting is, first of all, no two broadcasts are the same, but the other thing is that things do go wrong. And it's how you deal with things when they do go wrong that counts. Keep calm and carry on, as they say. Now, if you're watching from the USA, thank you. If you're watching from the East Coast, thank you. If you want to tell me where you are, then please do. I'm just going to go over here, and hopefully, no, that's not going to work. It's going to be one of those days today. I'm going to keep soldering on. Okay. Right. So we are live from Wiltshire in England. And as I say, we do have a program, Learn German with Angelica Davey, which is going to be part of our setup and coming through. Just a minute. Let's go down here. All right. The software I'm using to get the backdrop is vcam.ai, and it does mean that I can change my backdrop. Suit. 2005. It's a charity, and it's got events all around the globe, including the USA. The latest one was the Brooklyn Bridge Park Run, which is, of course, in New York. Park run you take part in is free. It is run by a charity, and it's marshalled by the lady in blue as an example. There are marshals, and basically it's a run that takes place on Saturday at 9 o'clock, and it's free to join. You don't need to do anything. You can, if you wish, register, okay, and you get a barcode. That barcode then identifies you. Now, this is the reason that the book that's featured down at the bottom in the carousel is Jeff Galloway's 5K and 10K. And the reason I'm featuring this is that in May, I'm running a 10K. Now, I have run a 10K before. 10K is in Reading, which is about 35 miles away from where we are. And it is a race for life. It's for charity. This is a race for charity. You collect funds for the charity and you run 10K. Now, I've just started training for the 10K in May. So I've got 11 weeks left before the big day itself. And I'm using Park Run to train, hence the picture behind me. This is my training. 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, go to a local park run and you run 5 kilometers, which is 3.1 miles, in the company of others. In the UK, there are 730 park runs throughout the Isles, and there are park runs in the USA, in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Germany, Belgium, Holland, and you can take part in any park run around the world. In fact, Angelica and I have taken part in park runs in Australia at a place called Noosa. We've taken part in a Van Heek Park Run, which is in Holland, and we also did last year a park run in Germany, in Hamburg. It is just the best way to spend a Saturday, and it's run for free. Just turn up at 9 o'clock and go for it. You don't have to run it. You can walk it, you can jog it, or you can jeff it. Now, jeffing is a term which comes from the method which was created by USA Olympic athlete Jeff Galloway. And it's Jeff's book that's down the carousel. And Jeff, as a USA athlete, Olympian, has written a training book for running 5K, like the park run behind me, or running 10K, like the one I'm doing in May. And I've got to say that I'm using one of Jeff's training plans to get me ready for the 10K. And I've got my Garmin, and I'm using a Jeff Galloway training program to actually run for charity in May. And the way I'm doing that is every Saturday a park run, of course, except when it's too wet, and basically training during the week. So I know I can actually finish the 10K. Now, sat here now, I can finish 10K, but I need to try to get faster. because I have a target time in mind to actually run it. And hopefully, Jeff Galloway and the Jeff Galloway training program will get me there, which is why the book is down in the carousel. The book is also in our library, and it is a great way to learn how you can get off the couch to run a 5K, which is a park run, and to run a 10K. And there are 10Ks all around the country. Whichever country you're in, you can take part in a 10K and raise money for charity. But the most important thing is staying healthy. And the running that you do helps you to stay healthy. If we can move on a daily basis, then odds are that we'll stay healthy. Now, I am diabetic, and I have been using running as a way of actually staying fit. Okay, so the next item in the carousel is a Garmin. Okay, and I put my glasses on so I can actually see what it says over here. And it is the Garmin Forerunner 55, which is 166.90 today, 17% off. Fitness watches do enable us to track our own fitness. Okay, the way that the fitness watch works is that 2,000 steps is 1 mile, 8,000 steps is 4 miles. So that information, the number of steps you do each day, is transferred to the Garmin, and then from that, we get to know how many steps you've done today, how many steps you've done this week, how many steps you've done this month, how many miles we've done this year. Now, I always try and do 1,000 miles a year, and the Garmin actually tracks every one of those miles. It is a fitness device that works, because if you use it, you get more than enough information. I wear my Garmin at night, and therefore I know how healthy I am, because it measures my heart rate, it measures my sleep. All the stats that I need to know that I'm healthy, it measures. Let's just go over here for a minute. Just give me a second. And I just want to see if I've got an app. Just a minute. Let's use an app, shall we? Close all that. So bear with me a moment. I'm just setting this up, and I need to go to connect. Connect, I've got it. And I need to go to an app. And if I can find it, I'll show it to you. Oh no, I told you everything wasn't going well today. All right, okay, got it. Desktop, and hopefully in a minute and hide that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share screen. A practical demonstration might work. So I'm going to screen share. And here, just a minute. Just let me close a few things. Close that, close that, close that, close that, and hopefully if I go to screen share, window, and share, and then I can go here, and I can bring that into here. Just give me a second. I'm trying to get something to work. Right, okay, we have a situation here. And I'll come live. Right, okay, next to me is the Garmin Connect program, which is part of the Garmin series. Now, I've put several Garmins into the carousel. All of them .34 miles. It my average speed, my fastest speed was 5.8. It took me 53 minutes, and my carousel is a stand. And what I'm doing is I'm putting my average heart rate was 84. Now, all this information is available because I've got the gun. Okay. It measures my sleep. So last night I know I had a poor sleep. And under that, it also measures my heart. My heart is not showing. This is a bit worried. My heart rate is 83, which, considering everything that's going on at the moment, I've done 6,000 steps today, and burned 1,300 calories. Okay, and my last activity was 2.34. Respiration is fine, and my pulse is fine. All of that information comes from the Garmin and from the Connect app. It means that I can measure my health every single day and know that things are fine. If those are all go, then I'm go. Now, obviously, you know how you feel in yourself, and this is just a confirmation of how you feel. But it can warn you of illness. Monitors you during the day, monitors you at night as well. And that information is priceless. Yeah. Because for actually watching me live today. This has been fun, but it's not been as good as it should be. And it's been my pleasure to broadcast to you live today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. And I'll be back again at the proper time next week on Tuesday at 15 minutes past 10. Thanks for joining me today. Goodbye for now. That's a wrap. And that's what happened when you lose your passwords. You've got to do everything again. Okay. Take care.